Hello and welcome back to Strain. Last we left off, the Guild Star clashed with the fearsome pirate ship, the On Crab, captained by the infamous Jaw. After overcoming possession, ghosts, and some not super threatening pirates, in a moment of devastation, Awish was shot in the chest by Jaw. Their spell barely saved their life, their spell and Kiara's healing. But as the two boats pulled away with what appeared to be some kind of illusory or summoned image of that captain dissipating under the party's attacks, we returned to the deck with Tazriel clutched by Matthias, having barely avoided collapsing into the dark waters beneath as the two boats pulled apart. Barden just making her way back onto the deck as well, and the rest of the crew of the Guild Star still below deck as the storm worsens. The wish collapses.
Are we going straight into play, or are we introducing ourselves?
We are going to introduce ourselves, beginning with Sarah.
Oh, hi, it's me. We don't have the intro today. My name is Sarah. I play Awish, who is an Order of Scribes wizard, technically. Yeah. You can find me everywhere at Sarah's Copy.
Sloan.
Hi, my name is Sloan, aka RP. I play Matthias, our paladin with Oath of the Redacted, and I am in the... I love you. That's it.
Pooja.
I see your cop out there. Hey everybody, I am Pooja. You can find me on Twitter at Pooja and Poojaberwaki everywhere else, including the Twitch chat today. My pronouns are she, her, and I am back today playing Kiara, who is a Clairlock from the Raj, whose pronouns are she, they. And they're not panicking about a almost dead comrade at all.
Excellent. Shan.
Hey, I'm Jan. Anon B draws mostly everywhere. I'm currently playing, well, a little bit hard to say. I'm playing Novel, who is a changeling, but who is currently seen as everybody else as Barden the half-orc barbarian. And Barden is she, her, Novel is they, them, and so am I.
And VJ.
Hey y'all, I'm VJ. I am playing the drop-dead gorgeous whore of a man, Tazriel.
I completely unintentionally, I pulled my shirt down right as you said whore, and I was like, you know what, that's appropriate.
Wait, start the introductions over. I have to go back.
Yeah, do I get inspiration for saying I'm a whore?
Wait. Sloan, we have to go back so Sloan can stand up.
No. Oh shit, yes, but I am a rogue soul knight with a little bit of extra psionic goodness, courtesy of our amazing DM. My pronouns are they, them, and he, him. Taz's pronouns are he, him, and I am VJH Creations, Twitter, TikTok, Twitch, and you can find everything I do on my link tree, which is in the comments.
Awesome. And of course, last but not least, I am Alex, your dungeon master. I use he, him, and they, them pronouns, and you can find me on Twitter at Alder_Mancy, most other places at Aldermancy, and making games, hopefully coming out soon when I have some time, at Sword Ghost or at Sword Ghost Games. And with that, now that you know who the fuck we are, let's figure out what the fuck these characters are doing. As the storm rages around you, we leave initiative behind. You see your comrade collapse into the soaking wet deck, blood pooling beneath them. What do you do?
Matthias still has his arms wrapped around Tazriel until we are out of... He's like holding on until he thinks that we're out of range enough for him to not have the opportunity to jump on the ship. / get in the water.
I think Taz is like struggling for a second and then turns and sees Awish and says, Matthias, let me go. You gotta let me go right now.
He like follows your eye line and then just will let you go.
Yeah, Kiara has already run over, but they are not healing Owash. They're just looking.
Taz rushes over, sees the arrow still sticking in, like freezes for a second, and then like dives into like hyper mode, pulls the arrow out, takes out the healing pack, and is taking the bandages and all the packaging. It's like, okay, you're fine. They're fine. They're fine. They're not gonna be down for long. It's fine. It's fine. This will work. This is fine.
Can I get a medicine check? And a death saving throw.
I was gonna say,
Yes,
help
advantage on the
Taz.
medicine check.
Yeah.
Actually, I want to use my healer's kit. the feet. Can I
That's
just
fair.
get back
I
to...
still just want a medicine check on you pulling out the
fuck
arrow.
yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. It's
that
okay
could-
though.
Which is
if
also
you...
related to a new feature that we're going to be using now that we
Cool.
venture towards the wastes. Lingering wounds.
I should have died. I didn't. I get punished about it. I asked for this, by the way. This is not
God.
like Alex is like, you
Of
have to
course
have
you
this.
did.
I was like, can I get fucked up? That's a 15. I'm doing great.
Ooh, and that's a 21 for the check.
Excellent.
Yeah.
The arrow comes out surprisingly clean. I think, Tazriel, because you catch that there are actually these sort of tiny barbs that are laced into it, and you're able with a psionic knife to sort of get in and just, well, I guess psychic damage wouldn't really work. You're able to, with a dagger and Kiara's help, to sort of cut back some of those barbs as you pull the arrow out. You can tell by the red fletching on it, this is a very sort of distinct signature style of bolt, and it is also coated on the tip, or although, the tip might have broken off slightly, there's a stench that you can tell, again, with that high medicine check, there was some kind of material that was laced onto it.
Noise does not react as you pull that shit out.
Taz
Proud, baby.
gently puts... Jesus Christ, Taz puts the arrow down and thinks to himself, poisonage kit, we'll check out the material later. It's fine. And is packaging the wound, and Sarah, you're 6th level, right?
I am not. Yes, I am. Level 6.
Okay, so you get 14 points back.
Okie dokie.
And
Hell
I can't
yeah.
heal you like this until we take a long rest. So like 3 days.
Okay. Yeah, if I could do some flavor description as Owash comes back, do y'all mind? As I go on my little villain monologue. Normally, when people have healed Owash before, I feel like Matthias would have seen this, and probably Taz, like, the moment Owash is healed, like, they're back up, almost like they are paranoid, and so in everything they act paranoid, including being brought back from unconsciousness. When you expend the use of your healer's kit and bring them back this time, there is not much reaction beyond, like, a dull groan. And Taz, you have, like, some medical training because you've used your healer's kit, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, and you've seen how this spell works, and looking at how Owash is reacting to being brought back, you get the sense that the spell that they used in order to keep this damage back was not meant to keep someone from actually dying. And so they are both experiencing the difficulty of literally not dying when they should have and overclocking magic for what it should have been. And their eyes fly open, like, just they blink open very slowly, and, like, their eyes are kind of dull and unfocused, and they try to register who is in front of them, but their breathing is shallow and they're having difficulty even still coming back to conscious, even though they're stable.
I think for everybody else watching, you can see there's like a moment where Taz looks like he's about to like grab away from like a you're alive, but doesn't do that and says, "You're okay. You're fine. You're back. You're not dead. You're not dead."
They pass back out.
Drock?
Drock is currently at the prow with Asar. Seems like they're a little bit distracted. As your attention refocuses on your surroundings, you realize that you are being consistently battered by winds, by rain, and the clouds that had gathered that had disguised the spectral ship from your notice, well, besides Asar's notice, they are still growing darker. So Drock is occupied trying to make sure they know which way the ship is going.
Seeing that Oish is okay, Matthias like sends a look towards Vice, and is gonna go to her to make sure that she's okay, and just look her over.
Vice has sat down against one of the masts and is seemingly trying to catch her breath.
He takes a knee beside her. Are you all right? What happened?
Skin feels so saggy.
You look a little tired.
Just like you always do.
We should get you below deck.
She doesn't. You feel like that's something she would normally protest, but she reaches for your arm and lays a hand on it so you can help her up.
Yeah, he'll wrap his arms around her and pull her up and is gonna assist her back below deck. And then is gonna come back up and also go to the captain because it seems like things are a little nasty out here.
Things are bad.
He is concerned and he wants to help.
Is Barden back yet?
Yes.
Kiara, still being very careful not to touch Oish out of fear of what that might lead to, will say, Barden, could you carry them downstairs to recover?
Just love the concept that she's still heaving breath just from jumping and just looking at Oish, puddle of blood and just knocked out and just going, I can't. They don't want me touching her without permission. I can't.
I know, but we can't leave her on deck in the storm.
Damn it.
I would, but if I was strong enough.
You can try.
I can help.
I
We
love
can-
consequences.
I see Bard saying that. Let's try
Also-
together, Kiara.
They did ask me to heal them.
Yeah, but they haven't.
And this is
asked me
part
to
of
pick
that.
them up.
Okay, fine.
Taz and Kiara, you can both make athletics checks, or one of you can make one with advantage.
I also will say, whoever goes to pick up a wish, they're less heavy than you would think that they would be.
Yes, but I'm rocking a 6
I
strength,
totally
baby.
get it. Yeah, but yeah,
They got bird bones.
They got bird bones.
Okay. Well, that's great because I rolled a natural 1.
That jewelry's heavy though.
Wait.
Yikes.
Wait. I rolled a 17, so 15.
Okay.
A 1, so -1. I rolled a -1.
You lift her head and it just goes bonk back to the.
Azrael, you can get most of Awasha's weight, and then Kiara, you like prop up an ankle. That's exploding.
Barden is just watching them head down, just her fists like clenching, just gonna go to Drock, see if there's anything I can do to help.
You can also tell Barden, since you were the last to sort of leap onto the ship, the parting fire that was caused by the Old Crab there's still like damage to the Guild Star. It did take a cannonball shot. So not only that, like as you sort of crowd around the rock, she says, I'm fine, just batten down the hatches, etc. Go get the crew from below deck. We need everyone, all hands.
Gotcha. Okay. Heads down to do that.
Okay. You call up Frog and Beetle onto the deck, who immediately sort of scurry up, and
We all cannibal fucking went through the ship. Please help.
Yeah. The two kobolds, working together in tandem, start tying down some of the tarps that had come loose during the fight. A little bit of blood on the deck, just underneath their feet. It's a bit disconcerting, but it is quickly washed away by, once again, the rain and the winds. Matthias is not here, so...
Matthias is coming. Matthias is here.
Matthias is coming?
Yeah.
I wasn't gonna say anything. I was like, that's too easy.
Matthias is back. He runs up onto the deck.
You know what else is here?
What else is he doing?
Tazriel?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey. Matthias, do you have any ship training?
I mean, I've been on a ship a lot. I don't know if I mean, if you'll allow me to have ship training, I think it makes sense because he's been on a ship quite a bit and I've established that he like frequently helps out. So he probably at the very least is like knowledgeable in the parts of the ship so that he can take orders.
Perfect. I'm thinking of a new like playtesting rule where if you have both proficiency in a skill and the proficiency in a kit that's relevant, you gain advantage on it. You don't have proficiency in navigator's tools. Do you have proficiency in survival?
I do.
Excellent. Will you give me a survival check to help out Drock here?
Yep. The dice hate this character.
Also, hello to all our returning chatters. We always love to see you.
It's so good to
everybody.
see
It's
you.
nice to see
So good to see you. Ooh.
I got an 11.
That's okay. Drock got a non-natural 20. So together, the two of you, they stand at the prow, the hat cocked back, feather whipping in the wind. You're not sure how it is not falling off, the long braids falling over their shoulder, look towards you and say, we go in the direction that I... Keep your eye out for more unsavory.
Alrighty. He's gonna hop to it.
Okay. Taz and Kiara, you can carry a wish below deck. Barden assisting with the crew. You see that Vice lays down in that cabin. And I would love, Tazriel, if you could give me, let's call this I believe a wisdom saving throw.
Oh.
Ooh.
This is related to the aging effect.
Oh boy.
I have zero
is-
modifiers, but my sweet blood splatter dice is treating me well. 15. I mean, I think it's well.
Excellent. Tazriel, I believe you had aged by 10 years with the effect of the ghost possession. As you carry a wage downstairs, you feel, I mean, not really strength returning, but almost like an ache, a feeling subside a little bit. It's up to you how many years of those you want to keep, but I'll say I was going to have with a success on this roll that you regain all of your lost years, and with a failure you only regain half. But if you want to leave Taz with a little gray, you're welcome. So, to you.
I could see that plotting face.
Dilf.
Can he just keep the gray and get his years back? Cause I
Yes.
want the gray.
Oh
Okay, yeah.
my god.
You want to rogue this shit?
I want a little gray.
You're gonna match.
You got a little, like, ghost streaks going on at the
In my
temple.
dreadlocks! I gotta dye these! I gotta dye these!
They're gonna do
My God.
Vice got a 17. So
Thank
as
God.
she is lying there, some of the, the stylized gray in her hair, which was overtaken by gray, now fades away, wrinkles bursts. She sits up after a while, but it seems to still be resting from that. Okay. The ship pushes forward into the darkness. You are now operating under difficult visibility and a kind of difficult terrain as well. The ship is not moving at the speed that it would normally move. It's taking most of the collective effort of Matthias, Throk, any of you come back on deck, Barden, Beetle, Frog, Geezer, Atari, everyone, to just make sure that things stay strapped down as the ship rides over massive waves, lifting you into the air with a rising sensation in your stomach, sending you plummeting back down towards the water with the feeling every time that you will crash beneath those stones.
Fuck. It's rainy. Matthias is not the most dexterous, so he's probably slipping and sliding a little bit. This is where having a very high center of gravity does bad things for you.
Could everyone give me actually a dexterity saving throw if you are up on deck with
Damn it.
advantage for Barden because you're a barbarian?
Okay.
Yeah, Vice got her years back.
Okay, dex save. This should
MILF, not GILF.
Gimme. A dex save.
After mid.
17.
Let me try
Our
this
center of
one.
gravity is about a foot
This is a
lower than
DC 13.
Matthias's.
I got a 6.
With advantage?
It was a 2.
Barden.
It was a 2 and a 5.
Oh my God, I hate being alive.
What did you get?
5. I got a natural one.
Jesus,
I got a
everyone's gonna
natural
fall
one.
off this fucking ship.
Unnatural one. Okay.
Fall on top of me. Oh, they do. It's a,
Matthias, please describe to me how you narrowly avoid falling off the ship in the storm. Narrowly.
Jesus. Oh man, I think that he's just like, honestly, with the strength bit of him, he's probably like heaving. I imagine there's a lot of like sail adjustments going on, so he's probably in line like helping.
You've actually had to take the sails down. They'll get torn in this storm.
Oh shit.
So.
And in like just like tying everything down, the ship pitches to the side and his foot lands wrong and probably like folds over a bit on his ankle and slips, and he just like falls to the side as the ship pitches towards the side that's going down towards the waves, and just like fully takes the rail of the ship like into his ribs and nearly topples completely over.
Asar like grabs you by the belt, pulls you back a little bit. We can't lose anyone right now.
or ever.
It's especially pertinent right now.
Yes.
Awesome. This is going to be a series of checks, sort of a group check that you have to get through. Matthias, you've already succeeded on a survival check, but that's kind of balanced out by the fact that both Barden and Matthias are just generally having a difficult time keeping their balance and helping out. So in this series of group checks, anyone who wants to make a check has to beat a certain DC measured by the difficulty of the storm and situation that I'm putting you in. If you use the same skill twice, the DC goes up. So like 2 of you can make athletics checks, but it gets harder for the second person. You have to succeed on a certain number of these checks before you get a certain number of failures.
Can Kiara go around guiding people, but also more thematically helping run around, get people tied off to the to the central mast to make sure they don't, if they fly overboard, they can come back, kind of a thing. So kind of help batten everybody down while they're doing work, and flavor-wise give them guidance in their checks.
Let's see. The first one with the guidance would probably be an Arcana check, seeing how well your connection to Bane helps you bring warmth and focus to the crew. The second one would be more of sort of like a survival or a dexterity check to see if your use of the ropes actually helps more than it hinders.
Okay. All right. Well, I will do the Arcana first.
Okay.
Okay, that's not very good. That's a
If you want to, this Arcana measures your connection to your god. So if you want to use your charisma instead.
Oh. Okay. Well, I mean, so that's that's an 11 because I rolled a 7 on the die.
Okay, that is not a success, Kiara. You are chilled to the bone, trying to summon forth the sparks, a smile on your face, but just running around sort of like tapping people, sending these spells going off, it doesn't seem like it's having much of an effect on making them better what you're doing.
Okay.
What is Tazrael doing?
You want me to do the survival roll?
I'm gonna give someone else a check first.
Okay, that's what I thought. Okay, just making sure.
You're muted.
You're muted.
Uh-oh.
Externally muted, I think.
Yeah. Something funky
Okay.
with Discord, I think.
Whereas, you mess around with that, VJ. While you do that, I'm going to ask what Arden you are.
Anything, I don't know, anything that's sort of strength-wise that she can help with, helping haul the sails down. I think she feels a little bit more confident now that she knows she can breathe underwater, which maybe led into the fires. Just like, I can go over. That's probably fine. But I do love the concept that if she gets like chucked around a little bit, there is like the slightest little scrape against wood as her claws dig in. Not from barbarian flavor, but from other things. And just like fuck shit. Okay. Come on. That's what she's up to.
Okay, then in that case, that sounds like an athletics check. If you want to use your rage to gain advantage on this, you can spend a use of rage if you have one remaining, just to gain advantage. But you.
1 second. Let me see. Yeah, I have like 3 left. I'm gonna do that. This is a life or death situation. And that's good because the first one was a 5. What was it? Survival.
Athletic.
Oh, athletic, sorry. Well, that's fine. That's 24.
Okay, 24 is a success. Barden, between you and Datari, you are making a big difference here. It's actually, I think that you lets go of the wheel after a certain point, is having kind of trouble with it, and asks you over to just help like grip and hold it in place, holding the wood and the mechanics so the ship stays pointed in a certain direction, even as you are tossed back and forth by the storm.
She's just got sea shanties going through her head. Just like, shouldn't sing them. But they're also not in her voice, so she definitely shouldn't sing them.
Perfect.
Once was a ship that put to sea, the name of the ship was the
And we all are rolling.
What are you doing?
Yeah, I think initially Taz stayed below deck with Oasis a little longer than he actually needed to, and then at one, like, not like, just kind of sitting next to wherever Oasis is passed out unconscious at this point, stressed out about it, but then at one point there's like a, I don't know, we're jostled really hard, he's like, fuck, runs up. I think the thing he would do to be useful is like, just doing a once over to make sure everything that's been tied down is staying that way. He's not super strong, but he is very dexterous and can handle knots, and just checking to make sure the storm hasn't like jostled things looser than it was.
Okay, I will take either a plain dexterity check, or you can do investigation for this
Yes,
as well.
I was hoping you'd say that, Alex.
Investigate.
I got expertise in that bitch.
That's sick.
Absolutely. 21, 13 on the die.
Excellent. That is another success. You guys are currently at 2 successes and 1 failure. Now, the crew and their collective effort is making a difference here. It's not just on you. But I want to know, because generally the influence of a party and of the group and what they are trying to do is important to me. As you guys are running around, communicating with each other, trying to help out, basically. Are you trying to get the ship to move out of the storm? Are you trying to get the ship to basically just stay still, survive, not move? Are there any, is there any way that you want to get through this, that you are trying to collectively communicate?
Shit. I mean, if we just get out, it's probably gonna put us off course quite a bit. But also, we're getting fucked around so much, it'll probably put us off course anyway, so... Jesus. I guess I don't know. What does everybody else think?
What's more dangerous?
Even if you're unconscious, you can still have an opinion.
I mean, I feel like this is thematically a little conundrum. Alex is giving us since Thruk told us what she wanted to do.
I'm gonna follow what Druck says.
Yeah. Trust the expert.
All right. Excellent.
Also, I'd feel really bad because it's her ship, and if we fucked it up.
Yeah, they love
I feel
this
really
ship.
bad.
They do love this ship.
Dice
Okay.
tower.
So loud, dice.
Excellent. Drock is looking between the crew, the rest of you, barking out orders, sort of shouting out over the storm, and then there's one loud peal of thunder. And they say, "This isn't working. We're going under."
What?
Subship. Subship.
I forgot it could do that.
Hair plastered back to his scalp. I love when we do this. And runs over to the side, pulls sort of out of a plank this long metal lever, shifts something to the side and then pulls it at the same time that the 2 kobolds collectively just sort of one hops on the other's shoulders and grabs the lever from the other side with a massive shifting underfoot as the deck tilts up in a dramatic angle that has all of you clutching, rolling underneath the deck as well. It shrieks out a screaming noise, and a massive bubble raises from the back of the ship. Rainwater splashing underneath it seals over the masts, seals over the front. It becomes much warmer for a moment, and then colder. You see that around you, the crew are holding their breath. Then there's a loud sort of popping sound in your ears, some kind of pressurizing. And the ship, as it raises at that dizzying angle, falls down, and then down and down, sinks beneath. The storm clouds that surrounded you are replaced by sudden black, impossible to see, and then flickering on torches, lanterns, as the crew lights them. And you are below the water. You are still buffeted. The currents and tides here are carrying you, and it seems like Drock is wary to steer in any direction, considering the damage to the ship and the difficulty navigating. But that decision represents a sort of wisdom in their experience of navigating these storms before, and you listening to their advice.
Matthias is just kind of like staring, mouth agape just a little bit, and then looks at Asar. Do we need to do anything?
You're not useless yet. Below deck, if there's any kind of hole that was caused by the cannonball, I really don't want water to get into the ship right now, because just sort of, you know.
Right. Okay. He's gonna turn and go below deck and go look and see if he can help anywhere down there. In terms of carpentry, he's probably only good for passing tools, but he'll pass tools.
Are you looking for a leak? You have to find a leak before you can repair it. And also,
sure.
Anyone can help on this check if they want to sort of switch up what they're doing.
I love the concept that Barden is still hanging onto the the wheel.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's like here at this point, and just be like, do I need to let go?
Oh no, that's still important, says Asar from behind you.
So, wait, what angle am I at? Am I 45? Am I 90?
It's actually the bubble itself sort of like comes over down to the prow.
Okay, it hasn't shifted too far. Okay, that would have been very funny though.
You're good. You're more at like a captain's station.
Yeah.
now.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, I'm good. I'll stay.
Yeah.
So
I will spend time looking for a leak.
Okay.
I'll help.
All right.
Or join Matthias. Advantage if you want it, or I can roll too.
Yeah, advantage on the perception.
I need advantage. Okay, that is, oh Jesus, 23. 23.
Okay. With a 23, it doesn't seem like there's any leaking or dripping going on until you hear sort of a sloshing sound as the boat tips again, and you realize that not on the main deck but below the main deck in one of those crawl spaces, sounds like water has been leaking through the boards and is filling up these small spaces where things are stored, things are hidden. So every time the boat shifts and moves, it's sort of knocked off kilter by the water sliding against the second after.
Gosh,
That is a...
got a leak. We're taking on water.
I'll be right there. The geezer comes running. This slutty, slicked-back Italian-looking halfling.
Now that thing is Italian.
Can I take away information?
Me?
I'm kidding. This guy is proficient with carpentry. If you want him to make a roll, you guys, Taz and Matthias already did something. Kiara, your rope plan that you were putting into action, you quickly realize it's not super relevant. So if you want to help out in some way or make some kind of check for the repair.
Yeah. Kiara will try to see, like, just try to help with the mending of the whole. I don't think she has any relevant skills, so she's just trying to be helping hands.
Okay. This is, God, like a crafts roll. I'm gonna say, Kiara, that you... Actually, you know what? You haven't really repaired anything before, right? That's not sort of the lifestyle that Kiara has lived. Have you ever seen anyone at home fix things? Is there anyone significant to you or any moment you remember?
I think Kiara has seen folks fix things just because there's always upkeep and cleaning and, mending of carvings and things in the palace. So she's very used to work being done, even if not by herself. And I think Kiara is curious but not smart, but definitely curious. So she would definitely watch people do things and maybe have tried it and immediately messed it up, but you know.
Excellent. I like that because I think that with the amount of fire magic that goes on, especially in the capital, festivals, some of those very elegant, beautiful carved, wood panels, etc. Since wood is one of the major exports of the Jurian Empire, it makes sense that you might have seen people fix up burnt wood before. So I'm going to give Geezer advantage on his roll as you are assisting, and thank you for that flavor. It was a 2 and a 19, which means that is a success on the repairs, which put you guys at enough successes you need before enough failures. Your ship isn't going to sink, quote, or flood or anything like that. And eventually, although it seems like minutes and hours, probably only 45 minutes or so, when the rocking of the ship eventually subsides. You go from that sort of first layer, maybe the first 60, 80 feet beneath the water, where there's still brief periods of lightning flashing from above or light coming in, the torches, candles, lanterns here, giving you a brief sort of, brief cozy respite surrounded by the dark water before you plunge even deeper to avoid a growing current. And then those small lights feel as though they're snuffed out by the mass darkness and pressure surrounding you.
Everyone's ears pop as we go underneath.
I think as soon as it starts getting darker and just like a awful pressure on Bud, and she's holding onto this friggin' wheel and she's not gonna let go, but she's just like, okay, you're fine. It's okay. There's plenty of space. It's fine. It's fine. And just for a moment, she just flicks a finger and tries to cast dancing lights.
Dancing lights.
Little fireflies?
Yeah.
Oh, you don't need to roll for it. At this point, the spell has settled into your skill.
Yeah, they're just sort of like very lazily going around her head, and she's just watching them because it's the only thing that she can see, and she's just trying to hold on and not fuck up and not freeze, basically.
Okay. The crew take a moment, catch their breath, and Rock finally calls out. I think for the time being, we're on a steady. Not sure exactly how off our path we were not, but let's get some rest.
Alright. Is Barden expected to hold that wheel just all the time?
He's not moving until she's relieved.
Wine comes over to you, just sort of like gently pats you on the shoulder, this small, dark tabaxi. I'll take that from you.
Gosh, yeah. I'm just imagining there's a little bit of a claw marks on the edges of the wood. Just like, thank you.
He's wearing gloves, but he says, I get it, don't worry. You did a good job.
Thank you. And she just sort of puts a hand up around the air, and the fireflies snuff out. She's like, I'll go below deck. Thank you. Be safe.
Yes. Team's attention refocuses on the impenetrable blackness.
Ooh.
Spooky.
Alright.
Shall we go below deck?
Yeah. Let's go below deck. Christ. Okay.
Oh, do we need to-
Everything's fine and cool and chill,
There we go.
right? We're all good. Um,
Oh boy.
Who to be mad at first?
Truly. I'm going to bed. Good night.
Yeah.
Not me.
I got a little blood. Hang on.
Also-
You can't see the off feature.
You got a little blood there.
I got a little bit of blood under me, and I'm gonna go to bed.
Also, Arden has come down and just gone over to Kiara and just been like, could you do my hands? They're kind of stiff.
Yes. What?
Like, just
Yeah,
massage
yeah,
them
yeah.
basically.
Oh, okay, not a healing. Okay.
They're kind of like that, where they've been still for so long, and just like, they hurt. Would you?
Yeah.
Is that okay?
Kiara will warm them up and, you know, just
little tiger balm action.
yeah, make it
God.
not terrible.
Yeah.
You are doing that, and then sort of emerging from beneath the hammock bed situation, a pink tiefling sort of looks up and says, "Is it safe to come out?"
Yes.
That's Neve.
Yeah.
Neve's a tiefling, right? Yeah, Neve's a tiefling.
Yeah, you're right, sweetheart. You can come out.
Lavender.
Lavender tea.
Purple.
Yeah, that
you
was
said pink
confusing.
tiefling, and I was like, wait.
I love it.
Get that fish out of here. Gotta be
How
so
the
careful with my colors. I find it very personally satisfying that I can say a single color and have you guys gripping white knuckles. Very good. All right. I wanted to come out and fight, but I thought that maybe wouldn't be super smart.
I'm sure you would have done great, but yeah, it's okay. We're here. We can do it.
Is everyone okay? What happened?
Looks around like, anybody else want to take this?
As Tazzle,
I'm not there.
Taz is just
It's
kind
just,
of.
I think it's just, probably just Barton and Kiari.
Oh, never mind.
For the
Oh, there was a battle and we took some injuries, but everybody will be okay. Owesh is resting. They got hurt, but like I said, they will be okay.
They got hurt?
Yes. If you want to go sit with them, I'm sure they would love to see you when they wake up.
Yeah, sure. Do you know, are they in the rooms of Wake Up? They're not.
They're sleeping.
Oh, okay. And Neve sort of steps out, wipes off a skirt, seems maybe a little embarrassed, and then goes over to the other section. And then Taz, you your way to the.
Being passed out is a version of sleeping.
Tazriel.
Just so sleepy.
You want Tazzle?
I want to find him. I go looking for Tazriel.
Damn it. He's off in a corner below deck by himself.
You're in trouble.
Matthias rounds the corner. What happened out there?
So you round the corner, you see him, he's got his little leather notebook out that you've probably seen him on deck with before on the other ship. He puts it, he closes it. We should have pressed on. We might run into this person again, or they'll come across somebody less equipped to deal with them than us.
And what about the advice of the captain? and other people on board who've been through similar things like this before, who insisted that we move off.
He doesn't say anything to that.
Then what about me?
He's been looking at you square in the face this whole time, and as soon as you say that at that moment he does look down.
I told Barden, I told everyone we were moving, and I made that decision. I made that call based on the people around me who knew better than I did.
You're right. I was... It won't happen again.
I feel the need to press the point because, Tazriel, I've noticed this has happened before. When we were in the tombs, you dropped our connection, and I had no idea what had happened. I thought that you had disconnected somehow, were dead, unconscious, that the group had gotten somehow, something had happened. And then you came up and it turned out that you had dropped it to make a connection with something else down there that none of us has any idea what it is. It was a rash thing to do.
Can't argue it was rash, but it got us out of there quickly and safely.
There
But
was a chance that it wouldn't. A good chance.
I will refrain from being so rash in the future and follow orders better like a good soldier. And he's not saying that in like a sarcastic way. It's just flat.
I don't think that Matthias can think of anything to say in response to that.
Do we just stare at each other in silence for a little while before one of us leaves?
I don't think he stares at you. He turns his face away and seems to be thinking, and then just nods and is gonna walk away.
Vice is lying back on the small cot in your room.
How are you feeling?
I don't think whatever happened was permanent, but it was deeply uncomfortable.
I'm very glad to hear that. Not the uncomfortable part. That it's not.
Yes. Some kind of specter. I'm surprised that the handsome mug of that Oni would cause something so distasteful to happen. But I swear for a moment he looked like the ugliest thing I've ever seen. What?
I need to speak to Barden as well. I've been having trouble keeping them all safe.
Knights in a line, them down one by one. Doesn't rhyme in this language, but we had the same then.
They keep... Tazriel tried to jump onto the ship after we had already planned to leave, and Barden would not come back over. They won't
Keep
listen
them
to me.
in check. Make them listen, Valerie. Do you think you cannot?
I'm doing it in the way that I know how to do it. In a way that I know how to do it. But
You can be gentle with them now, but you cannot be gentle with them in our Frostlands, Valerie.
But the other way is I just don't know what I'm doing wrong.
I have tagged along with you because I am heading back to the Order. As much as I am your mentor, I am not in charge of you here. You know that. So, when I offer advice, it is as a friend and not as a superior. I have known many members of the Order who have been nice, and I have known many new recruits who have been hard and determined, and that has not saved any of them. It is as much whim and chance as it is the right decisions in the right moment. You need to convince them that following your decisions in the right moment will keep them alive. And then, when they tell you what they want to do, ask you, contradict you, you will know they are doing it because they are certain they are making the right choice, not because they feel your guidance is not honest.
Thank you.
If you ever say I look tired like that again, you're taking it up yours.
Noted.
Is everyone all right?
Oish took some big hits.
I saw. I've never seen someone take a hit like that and keep walking. Well, except you, and I don't know what that was about.
They're seems like part of their magic. The tattoos, it's something to do with those. I saw it happen in the temple.
Bunch of immortal fucks are not the worst people to travel with into Valkyrie.
Certainly not.
Okay, well, if we're not going to drown or die or age away, I would love to sleep.
Yes. You should go up on deck when you can.
Okay. Just sort of like stands up, stretches a little bit, walks past a porthole, looks for a second. No fuck.
I don't think we can smoke in here anymore.
And then sort of like scoots up past you and climbs.
This is a non-smoking flight.
That was a good fucking joke, Sloan. Holy fuck.
I know.
Hotbox. Hotbox the Guild Star.
Oh my god.
Taz is into it.
It is. The rest of you begin resting. Awaish, are you still unconscious?
I was thinking mechanically that a wish would wake back up after a short rest, so however long that time waits to pass.
Okay. All right. 45 minutes of the battering down the hatches, and then pushing to about an hour and a half. You gain the benefits of a short rest. So you were not assisting with any of the group checks.
Nice. That's why I passed out,
yeah.
so I could get a short rest. No. Yeah, Awaish. I'm guessing Awaish wakes up in the rooms that have the beds in them. Do these have portholes?
Yes.
Okay.
This one in particular does. The other areas where the most of the party are staying do not, but this back area, yes.
Important for later times. Yeah, I think Awaish wakes up, and I would give a guess that like Darren is wrapped around an arm, kind of thing, you know, in a very familiar motion. And for a moment, they wake up, and this is a very familiar situation for them, so they don't quite remember where they are for a moment and just start slowly, without even opening their eyes, just checking themselves over.
As your hand passes over your chest, you feel a tight knot of tissue, muscle,
And everything fucking hurts right now, but that still aches in a way that sends down deep to the other side of their back. And fuck. Alright.
You are covered in blood.
Eyes fly open and they jerk for a moment and then grimace.
Neve is standing next to where you're lying. Does it hurt?
Sorry.
That's funny. It is not the worst I've ever.
It's the worst I've ever seen.
Catches a glimpse of the outside, sees it completely black with water, and their face kind of drains of color. I'm fine.
Are you fine in that way where you're just telling me you're fine? Or are you fine in that way where actually?
Could you go get me some water?
Yeah, I can do. Steps out of.
And the minute that Eve steps out, Awais just kind of presses their hands to their face and like their eyes and just tries to like breathe as they begin to shake.
Darren's tentacles wrap around you tighter. You can see blood leaking into the pages. He's waterproof, obvious, but blood is a notable component in many spells, so
Nice.
interesting what effect that might have.
Oh, interesting.
Tell me we are
Not underwater.
Do you want me to check? We might be.
No. No, I just... Fuck.
I didn't know this thing could do this.
It can do this. Just can you
You're shaking.
Can you lock the door?
Okay, sure. Sort of like peels away from you for a second and then just squeezes very hard, deep pressure around you, and then releases and steps over to the door. Could you give me an initiative roll for...
Damn. What does Darren have for initiative? I think it's +1. I rolled a 17, so that's an 18 for Darren, I believe. Yeah. Okay.
The door is pulled closed by a tendril, and then a latch slides in place, and a moment later you hear and then a knock. Hello? I got you some water.
They don't answer.
Sig? Okay, I'll come back in a little bit to see if you still need anything. Okay. I'll find somewhere else to sleep, I guess. Footsteps walk away.
Hearing Sloan from the wrong mic.
Yeah. And Awais just gets Darren back over and lets their face fall into like not just fear, but oh my god, so much pain. And just kind of spend the next few hours trying to muscle through being in a situation that they are not happy about.
Okay. With that, we're going to take a break. We will be back soon. But I need to stretch.
It's stretching time, gamers. We'll see you all in a few minutes.
Yay!
See you soon.
Welcome back
Hello.
to Strange Hungers. I just want to give a little content warning, since we didn't have our intro content warning. Just so you guys know, Strange Hungers may contain content surrounding depictions of body horror. It may contain things like bugs, violence, underwater spook, fire, flame, etc., as well as discussions of like contentious relationships, party fights, things like that. I don't remember the rest of our content warnings, but you can find them in the chat by typing !CWSH. Returning back here, if there's not anything else that the rest of you want to do, I'm assuming you're pretty tapped out. Oh yes, Tazra. What would you like to do before?
I actually would like to go check on Oasis.
The door is
Okay.
locked.
Yeah.
Are you gonna try and get in there?
No, the door is locked.
You
That
are a
feels
rogue.
I mean, oh god. I knock on the door. Anything?
Not with a knock. If you were to make yourself known, kind of thing.
Yeah. Oasis, are you okay in there?
There is a pause for a moment, and you hear Darren in your head actually say, "Do you need something?" And I'll let Alex.
No, I just wanted to make sure they were fine.
No?
That's
Okay. Well, they're fine.
good.
Better than fine, actually.
What does that mean?
Just doesn't mean anything.
Like a long suffering sigh at that. Look, it just actually anything I say to you, you'll say back to Oasis. I'm gonna go.
Ooh,
I'm
he's
gonna go.
smart. They'll be fine.
Taz walks off. Frustrated at this fucking book.
You can give me an insight check if you want.
Yeah, am I an insightful boy? Did I take... I have expertise in that, y'all. I took expertise in that. Yes, I did.
Fuck yes.
Hell
Natural 20,
yes.
26.
Yeah.
Nice.
For a 26.
Yes.
The tone is sarcastic. With a natural 20, not only do you gain some insight into this, but just a little bit of flavor here, Tazriel. We've discussed the way that your mind is sort of open with this psionic power, is potentially leaking in some ways, picks up and filters things. Darren speaks mostly mentally, right? You've heard him make like some noises out loud, but mostly telepathically, and so that connection there is maybe a little bit stronger than it might be for some people. You can get more of a flavor, I would say, from Darren than some other people might be able to. And you pick up, because it's not really about the tone of his mental voice, but rather an emotion that you start feeling, which, first of all, very unique for a familiar. You might have interacted with some like professors, familiars kind of thing. This is a very deep emotion, just gives you the sense, once again, that Darren is a pretty complicated book individual, scared shitless and angry, very, very angry. Doesn't even seem like it's maybe towards you, just you feel it in your mind, that sensation.
If Taz picks up on that before he turns to walk away, as he turns, he'll stop for a second and say, I know this fear you're feeling and that anger. You don't have to say anything about it. it'll go away. Or you'll learn to live with it.
You know nothing about me. You don't know what I am.
I can taste exactly how you're feeling right now. And then he leaves.
Darren will remember that.
Good.
Okay. Then with that, you all now gain the benefits of a long rest. You are resting on the ship, you regain all of your hit points, and you regain up to half your hit dice if you have any hit dice you've not gained.
How the fuck do I do this? Every time I try to fix the hit point thing, it goes wucky.
And I'm sorry, by half your hit dice, I mean you regain a number equal to half your hit dice if you do it.
Where do
What
hit
is
dice
he
live in D&D Beyond?
It's really, I'm gonna be honest, it's very hard to do the hit dice mechanics that Alex describes in D&D Beyond. Nigh impossible, in fact.
And do not worry about it too much.
Yeah.
If you want to,
I'll keep
it's
note
only
of them.
necessarily. Yeah. Only necessarily relevant if we're doing a more grindy, like you guys are doing lots of short rests. It will become more relevant, but knowing that's helpful for me because it means that it's something that I can help you guys keep track of.
I think as per talking about lingering wounds, Awaish, or at least today, is going to be down a hit die from this
Yes.
hit.
And also, we talked a little bit about the potential of them being exhausted. That's up to you.
Yes. The thing is, what's the date today? I know I sound like a fucking broken record.
I believe.
Makes Alex look at his lore. Every day.
I think it is the 11th.
The 11th.
I believe.
All right.
It's the 11th.
Yesterday was a bad day. They almost perma-died. Also, it's the 11th. Awaish wakes up. Was not any better. And is exhausted. So they feel that ache has dissipated a bit, but the pain that they woke up with the morning before has not left them. They check the date and know what is happening and kind of groan a little bit. I can't keep that door locked forever.
I'll guard it. I also do think, I'm gonna say, looking at my calendar, it's probably the 10th, still getting closer to the day you're waiting for. But, we left on the 6th of Meth, which was the Festival of Mourning. You left the day after on the 7th, and then you've been traveling. You did preparations, you've been traveling. I'll say it is just cresting over into dawn on the 10th day of Neth, which makes it a Horror's Day.
Horror's
Day.
Tits out for Horror's Day. Yeah, Awaish unlocks the door with a mage hand, and then sits
Neve
up.
is sleeping against the door, and as you open it, she falls over and wakes up.
Oh god, oh fuck. Stares kind of in that like cat way for a second, and then
Looks up
without
at you.
even saying anything, just begins to like mend and prestidigitate their clothing and their hands like shaking a little.
Do you need any help?
Neve, you... Was your training with Tazriel satisfactory?
I said, do you need any help? I don't want to talk about that right now.
I don't wish to answer your question.
Okay. All right. Well, Datari, has some painkillers, herbs that soothe if you need. And you can go get them. Flee.
Thank you.
Yeah. Just so you know, I've seen pain handled in a lot of different ways. And the stoic, not talking about it way, it hurts a lot of people. I know you just met me, but Mom would do it a lot. And when I grew up a little bit more and started kind of wondering what was going on with that, she didn't talk about why she was getting hurt. You kind of explained that, but she still let me help because she knew it made me feel better. That's it. I'm not trying to be pushed here.
Your words bring with them some judgment. Would you like me to ignore that, or...
No, you can tell me.
Your mother and I, by the decisions that we made, are not in the same position. I have a great deal to lose. My stoicism
she
is
does?
not... It is not to not accept help. I have had plenty enough in my lifetime.
I don't quite understand, but it helps me to know that. Appreciate it. The sunlight's coming through the...
Have you been... Have you been under the water in this ship before?
Yeah, a few times. Beautiful.
Why don't you go?
Okay. Scurry. The rest of you do wake up, if there are portholes in your rooms, with the image of light. Soft, translucent, pale, filtering through the waters that you pass by. In the distance, skulls of fish, unlike any that y'all have seen, these sort of semi-transparent creatures with small glowing lights dotted along spines and faces. It's like you've stumbled into some kind of cold water current with a bunch of sea life in it. Rest of you wake up, sore, groggy, but with Datari's care and, of course, Tazriel's healing kit and his assistance, most of you are able to patch any significant wounds that you gained and set them on the pace for uninfected.
Matthias is doing a more vigorous workout this morning. He probably finds like a bar or something, somewhere that can take his weight, and is doing like pull-ups or some shit, and then gets down and does push-ups and like all kinds of stuff. He's working it. He's working it this morning.
Yeah, Kiara's on deck with her tea, just looking at the fish and just the beautiful scenery in all directions. Not approaching Matthias since he seems to be working through something, but if he's like, let's spar or let's continue your
Yes,
training,
absolutely.
she will be ready for that. And she's also not bringing up what may have happened yesterday.
Sig
So what
is
she
going
did.
to send Darren up to fetch Matthias at some point, just so you know that that's happening.
Oh, okay. I would like to do our training puja. I would love to do that.
Let's do it.
I think today we're gonna fucking get on the ground and start working on some real grappling shit.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna start on the ground and then we'll move to takedowns later. But Matthias is gonna like start trying to teach Kiara some basic like jujitsu, basically, like getting the hook in and kind of teaching her some like basic holds, some transitions. So they're gonna be rolling around on the deck a whole lot.
Nice.
A whole lot.
I think what you'll also realize is Kiara, when like they get into a weird position, they're like, what do I do? Like, I have a feeling that she relies on her lower center of gravity a lot to
Yes.
destabilize you, like just like
Yes.
hip you, like,
Yes.
you know, in the thighs, and you just go oof.
Yes. The benefit of, I mean, Matthias has a lot of mass and he has a lot of limb. So he kind of like is able to really like wrap you up. But because you're so small, in comparison to him, not small,
Yeah.
like your average size, he is a very large person. And so you kind of are able to like, it's a lot of like wiggling and moving shit, just like tiny adjustments. So you're able
Yeah.
to like move around, and it's a lot of like him tapping and showing you like which arm to use, whatever else. And he is like, as soon as you start feeling discomfort, tap. If you don't tap, it's very easy to pass out. So just don't be afraid to tap.
Okay. No,
Yeah.
this is good. Yeah. Does he
Yeah.
bring up the spell at all? Oh, sorry.
There's a little purr in your head.
Of course there is. Hi.
He's real close.
I saw what you did yesterday.
What did I do?
You kept him safe.
You requested it.
Yes.
Comfy.
And he will. Sorry. He will at the end when they're like sitting and like cooling down, bring up that spell. It was very helpful.
I'm glad it worked out. I have to activate it. The ring, it's based off the ring, but I have to be near you for it to work.
Well,
And it will keep you up longer.
it was very helpful. It's a good spell.
Yes.
Smart move.
I think I thought so. I think it helps us focus on our strengths as a group.
Good strategy.
If you went down and I was standing there with a weapon, and it would be pretty useless. So, you know, helping the way, at least until our training is done.
Yeah. Yes. Good work.
Ah, thank you.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Also, it's very distracting to have a cat in your head be horny.
Horny.
I wouldn't say horny. I would
know.
say curious.
Starving?
Yes, very teasing. And if Kiara were of a skin tone capable of blushing, there would be blushing. But melanin, bitch.
The deck, the area that you're under. You are about 300 feet below the surface, which is a decent ways. Pretty far, but surprisingly, it's a lot lighter. The storm has cleared, and you're just getting like the edges of the sunrise before eventually that light kind of settles down to a monotone. And then that first half of the day goes by. Of course, more conversations, things might be happening, but notably, it gets just a little bit darker as above shadows fall over the ship. The first small chunks of ice are
Ice?
ice.
Hell yeah.
Ice.
Ice?
Ice.
It's getting cold.
Oh, can we have just a momentary scene of like if there's like ice on the dome, Kiara like puts their hand on, but it melts on the other side and she gets sad.
You got some like frost because of how cold the water is.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
tight.
but when Kiara touches it, the heat from
Yeah.
her hand just melts and she's like, but I want to touch the snowflakes.
And then Asar puts his hand next to yours and it doesn't do the same thing.
Well, I'd rather your version than mine right now.
Oh my god. And he like makes a circle with his finger.
Oh, Kiara will do the same.
A circle melts in the frost.
We should do some cool art.
You could draw a big butt.
Kiara draws a line, like a curved line down the center
I
of the
love
circle.
that man.
Yes.
Let's put some secret messages for people around.
Okay. Wait. Any the masts, the way they sit, they kind of help support the bubble, so you can actually like climb up to where the crow's nest would be, and there's a little hatch at the top. Sort of an emergency release hatch. She tells you you
nice.
do not want to pop that thing open unless you really need to.
Of course.
But from up there, you can doodle some.
Yeah, Kiara and Asar will basically, I think they're just giggling as they're running around, putting on like bathroom graffiti all over the sides
I
of this
love this. God, hell
Yeah.
yeah.
For a good time, call
I fucked your mom.
Gabrielle.
Unless someone's like asking Varna to do something, she is sat on the deck drawing all the different fish that she can see and drawing how the bubble goes over the boat for letters for her dad, and is just like, who's that meant to be? Just like all the weird little, just like, what are you drawing?
Can't you tell this is you, but you have wings because you're a sweet angel?
It's a
I
butt.
love wings. That's lovely.
I think if I met Kiara in real life, I would cry.
Yeah. She's like every drunk girl in a bathroom.
Yes, all the time. Just
All
all
the time. The most supportive human you will ever meet in your life is the drunk girls in the bathroom.
Yeah.
Facts.
Just and then she just pulls up, just like, just make sure you draw yours bigger, cause you're a bigger sweetheart.
No!
Who is on the actual deck under
Drawing
the
you
boat?
as you're doing this.
I'm up there.
Okay. Taz, are you on the deck or are you below?
No, I'm below the deck wondering. I want to say something. I want to go check on Oasis, but the last interaction with Darren was.
Or is that?
So then, Matthias, what is your passive perception?
13.
You notice that Drock does not come out of their quarters today, but it seems like there's just like every time you kind of look up or move around, there's some whispers going on amongst the crew. They're talking to each other, but you don't really overhear what they're talking about.
Huh. I suppose I'll just go up to one of them and ask, is there anything I can do
Which
to help?
one?
The hottest
Oh.
one.
Tatari.
Yeah, I was about to say Datari.
I know. I feel like at this point, he's gotten a feel for hierarchy, so he'll find whoever is in charge of shit on deck, given who's up there.
That would be wine, most likely.
Then he will go to wine. Is there anything
Okay.
that I can do to help?
Wine steps away from Cora for a moment, the halfling who is siblings with Geezer, and she kind of nods, steps away. Mr. Marhart.
You can call me Matthias.
Bias? Yes. Most of the repairs I think Geezer and Tatari have covered. If we don't really need to move things around. They were pretty tied down. Hard to dry things out under here, especially with the chill. If you have any kind of wind or heating magic.
I do not, but I know someone who does.
Okay.
Would it be... When do you think we'll resurface? I'm concerned about the ice gathering over our heads.
That's a good point. We haven't traveled under the Kvekthal before, so if you think it's something that might become a problem, I can let the captain know, of course.
Well, I just wouldn't want us to go too far and then get stuck underneath the ice sheets. Probably won't have it for
Impossible
some
to
time.
tell if... Yes. Impossible to tell if the storm's passed down here, so I think it makes sense that we're giving it a little bit of time to cool off. But we will need to resurface to make sure we can navigate properly, so I'm only anticipating, from what they've said, maybe the rest of the day, and then towards the evening.
Is there anything else?
If you want to flap some of the sails around, you might be able to help out.
Are they being serious?
Give me an insight check.
Finally! Some good fucking food. A 19.
He has a very serious expression. He's kind of a serious looking cat. But you think he's trying to get rid of you.
I'll go make myself useful somewhere else. Thank you. I
Very
think I'll find
appreciated.
Kiara and ask if she might help
It's me.
evaporate some of the water.
Yes.
Or will help.
Kiara's super excited to be helpful, okay?
I love the image of Kiara just like rubbing their hands together and then steam drying.
Yeah, basically.
Oh, it's so good.
And then probably at one point, if Matthias is next to her and there's some graffiti about Matthias, we'll just have like the little, you know how you like wipe the window with like your elbow to get like the steam riding off? Yeah.
What's the graffiti say? That was the real question.
I don't know. Well, we've already said for a good time call. It might have been a little heart.
Bane
said,
fucks.
like, but
Roll
The
sucks.
biggest ass ever that just says Matthias with an arrow pointing towards it.
no, I think it said like Matthias. If you see this, unclench.
Ouch.
Bite snorts. So Taz is kind of figuring out if he should go talk to Owish or not. What's Barton up to?
I think. Well, it's tempting to go talk to Taz, but I know that Kiara wants to do that, so I'll leave that for a minute. Gonna go find Asar.
Okay. Asar is just snickering behind Kiara on the deck. After a moment, just like it steps away and goes to get an early brunch. Datari has set out some food here, so you can catch him as he comes beneath.
Hey, noise lunch?
He pulls a salty cracker out of his mouth. What? Yeah? Delicious. Hi.
Hi. Wondering if you had some free time to sit and maybe do some drawing, or Drock mentioned that there are some quieter places to hang out.
Yeah. Yeah? Oh! Ooh. Okay, I mean, Yeah. I've already been drawing, and so if I just sort of keep drawing, then I'm doing the same thing, and I can finish like that task before I go and help Drock. And they're seemingly a little occupied anyway, consulting some maps or something. So I think that if we go here, I'll show you.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah. Before she goes though, she gives Kiara just a little squeeze around her shoulders, like, "Mwah," and heads out. Love the drawings. And off she goes.
Yeah, and at this point, this isn't something that needs to happen right now, but Matthias, like, receives a note and I think doesn't realize that he's received it for a few minutes, but then unfolding it, it's just like, at your earliest convenience, please come visit Owish below deck. Because I think that's very funny.
Is it in their handwriting?
No.
It's Darren's handwriting?
It is...
Darren's book soul
It is
writing?
something that looks like an approximation of Owish's handwriting.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay, hell yeah. He will follow those orders.
Just whenever. I don't know if... Yeah. Anyway, I don't want to
We can do it
cut the bar
after
scene.
these folks.
Asar takes you beneath the deck where the quarters are, and then down into the hold. And you can immediately tell that there are just a nightmarish amount of unorganized things in here. Boxes and ropes, cannonballs, etc. To the point where there's just like curtains that are drawn back, but you can see the clutter pushing through them, like someone has laid a blanket over top of the things from their grandmother's attic that they haven't been ready to put away yet, and just sort of like tugs you down with him, steps to one side, pulls a curtain back, slides a panel in the same way you saw him slide a panel to pull the lever down over the bubble, and then pulls sort of a similar little lever that's hidden down here, and you see that the wood sort of slides back, and you can see part of the bottom of the bubble, almost like there's another kind of layer down here, like it could go down over the bottom of the ship too, and you can see the waters beneath you. And he just sort of like leans up against it and then closes the curtain, and you guys are in this like transparent bottom little cubby to talk.
That is so cool. Sorry, I needed a moment to process that. That's awesome. And is it cold?
Yes. The glass is cold, but not as cold as you would expect. There might be some kind of heat resistance or heat protection.
Is this your secret place?
I have a lot of secret places around this place. A lot of secret holes around this ship. I mean, you don't want holes in a ship. That's very dangerous, but...
No, imagine not. I wanted to ask.
Yeah?
Is the seal the only one you can do?
I don't
I'm
know what you're
sorry.
talking about.
I thought I saw. I was in the water.
I mean, in the water, there's a lot of things that you can think that you see. There are some. I mean, I've heard some crazy stories about things down there. Down here.
Can I roll insight?
You don't need insight to tell that he is.
I wouldn't tell anyone, I promise.
Give me a persuasion check.
What's my persuasion?
Come on, Barden.
Yeah, I really want this to work. I want him to like me. Oh, that is a. Oh, God, my persuasion's good. I forgot how good it was. That's an 18 total.
An 18. You talked to Drock already, right?
Yeah, I did.
About things.
Yes. And, I mean, if no one can come in here, I can show
Well, no one's gonna come in here right now. You can show me what?
No. You show me first. You tell me first. I ask.
I can't do it down here. Not that I can do
Tell
anything.
me. Is a seal the only thing you can do?
I'm not a seal.
Oh yes, you're more than that, but tell me what.
I'm a Selkie.
Barden's gonna know what that is. Barden has read enough books. She definitely knows what that is. And she just flips
They're
it.
very rare.
I've only read about them in books. You in books. That's incredible.
I know.
You're so big.
You wouldn't think it to look at me.
Like, how does the maths work? Like,
I don't really know.
for me, I
Well,
see
it's-
weight every time, but for
It's
you,
kind of. You said you've read stories.
yeah.
Well, I can't do it right now. I don't have my.
Your skin. That's true. Sorry. You continue.
I mean, yeah. That's it. It's how I met Throck, actually.
She didn't steal it, did she?
No. They saved me, and then I gave it to them as a gift, and they said that was very stupid because it could get lost, and therefore I should stick around her to make sure that it didn't get lost, and I did.
That's lovely. Thank you for sharing that.
Now you show me. I want to see everything.
I can show you some. And maybe everything, we'll see. And she does do another quick look around, and there's is the water still somewhat clear? You know, you can sort of
Down here, no. The shadow of the boat itself makes it sort of thicker and dark.
I think sets dancing lights going again, probably distracting him. Can Drock see in the dark? Do you know? I can't.
No,
Never
I
been
don't.
able to.
I don't think so.
Okay. You won't be scared. And then she relaxes and everything shrinks down. Pale skin, big dark eyes, everything that we've seen before. And she's like, so this is me. You cannot tell anyone, okay? Big secret. Are you okay?
You're real funny looking.
Yes, I will be honest, I have not had that one before, but only because you are the 5th person to see me.
You look like some kind of bug.
Oh yeah, and just sort of takes a moment to... Yeah, see? And does a quick pick.
Oh my. Whew.
Not afraid?
Well, I mean, I've seen some pretty creepy creatures who can also do something like that, but I don't think you're gonna. Well, I don't think you're gonna do anything with those, right?
No. I don't. No, I never have.
Okay.
And then they kind of flick their tail around and just sort of go, I really miss this. Every time I'm someone else, I really miss my tail. It is very silly.
I love having a tail. I totally get what you mean.
You have a tail?
There's not. Well, yeah.
Oh, as the selfie.
It's really good for water fights.
I imagine. That is amazing. Yes.
And you can. I did see you down there. You can swim, right?
I can breathe. I can breathe in the water.
We could dive. No one ever dives with me.
Oh, I would. Absolutely, yes.
Might be a little cold, right?
I have a coat that is charmed. I'm sure it would probably work underwater.
Let's go right now.
Did you not want to see others?
Oh yes, yes, please.
Okay. They are so excited. They've never gotten to do this apart from for Siren and her dad. And they just take a moment and they grow again. Probably to Barden's height. It seems like Barden is kind of like the top limit of what they can do, but broader stomach, big bear of a water genasi, water mohawk like spilling down their chest, covered in nautical tattoos, like octopuses and sirens all across his chest. And he's just like, I'm Kasha. Nice to meet you. I'm a bit more used to this, the boats and all that.
Oh, I like your tattoos.
I know, I had so much fun designing them. They're really good, right? And just sort of turns and pulls the shirt away so that they can see.
Can yours do what mine can do?
Nah, like I told you, they don't stick. They only stick if I change them to stick. They don't stick on me. Just nice.
I like your. He sort of reaches up and like combs through the water hair in an interesting way. You can turn it into this. I got one setting and it's blubber.
I think your was great. I love it. You are
Thank
so
you.
powerful.
You look powerful.
Well, the strength sticks, which is good.
Yeah.
But it doesn't make so much sense when I'm. And takes another minute, another breath, and a halfling, little like tan-skinned halfling who is drowning in these clothes because the clothes obviously do not match anymore, and just like, because if I'm like this size, it doesn't make sense, to lift things, kind of.
But you can still do it?
Oh yeah, it all matches the same. Oh, I'm David, by the way.
David, Azar. But it's all you.
And Novel comes back and just goes, yes, it is all me. It is more like acting. I'm not often me, so it is good to be others that I like. Yes?
Yeah. Well, I would like to get to know you too, even if it's just down here for now. I mean, the crew knows that there's some kind of water spirit that's enchanted to protect the ship that appears in the form of me.
That is you.
I'm not sure they really believe it, but they let it sit. So I get having a cover story.
Yes. Actually, there is a story back home about me by accident. A monster
About-
in the woods. I was just going out for a walk, and then the drunk guy from down the pub, he saw me, and
You must have scared him shitless. That would have been so funny. Oh my god. I
it was
mean,
very
listen.
funny, very funny to me. My father did not laugh so much.
If I saw you in the dark, I'm not sure I would know what to do. You must make very good stories.
Yes, probably. But I'm not. I try not to look evil. You know, I'm not a monster. I am just me.
What's wrong with being a monster?
So many things according to books.
I understand. Well, Drog said they had never seen anyone like me, and I didn't know a lot of others in the deep, but I never heard that term until I came above the waves, and if that's what I am, that's what I am. Although, I've seen so many. Maybe they're just different flavor types, you know?
I think it is just people's opinions.
So it goes, do you want to die?
I kind of do. Yes.
And we will cut away from that back to the rest of it.
Kiara, you said you wanted to talk to Taz?
I want to talk to Taz. I want to talk to Wish. It really depends on. You've been summoned. Why don't you go first?
I have been summoned. I've just talked a lot, so I want to give everybody the opportunity to do something, just in case, you know?
Let's do Kiara and Taz.
Okay.
If that's okay with
what
you.
is Taz? That's totally fine.
Okay.
What's Taz doing?
What if Taz? Okay. He is sitting. Okay, the deck where all the sleeping quarters are and stuff. He's assuming there's like chairs thrown about and whatnot. He's sitting probably in one of those chairs, kind of like far enough away so he doesn't look like he's like watching the door that Oish would have been like through, because he's like, God, and his head, he's like, I want to check on them, but he's sitting and he's writing in his notebook.
Once Kiara has been, like, Kiara's taken a break from all the dome warming, all the warming that she's been doing, she probably comes back to, like, grab a snack or something from her bag, and sees you down there. Have you been down here all day?
Yes.
Why? It's beautiful up there. There's so many fish.
I've seen fish, and he nods to a portcullis near him.
Kiara furrows their brow and clops, like, down in front of you. You honestly expect me to believe that you would rather be here in the dark, moping, than on the deck under the sun, looking at beautiful fish underwater?
I'm writing. I'm not moping. I'm writing.
Okay, well, now that we're here, let's talk. What happened yesterday?
I got possessed by a ghost.
And how did that make you feel?
Probably not great. How do you think you would feel?
This isn't about me, though. This is about you.
Kiara.
Taz.
I appreciate this, but I don't need it.
You tried to jump off a ship into the unknown distance out of anger. And that is not how I've seen you behave in the past. So I have to ask, what was going through your mind?
That wasn't anger. That was... Okay, fine. It was anger, but it was specifically... Jaw's going to come back and do something terrible to other people that can't handle themselves. We should have pressed on and dealt with him.
I understand that, but that was not the decision the people who make decisions made.
Yes, I've already had that talk with Matthias. I'll be a good little soldier going forward. I won't.
Who
it's fine.
wants that? No. Nobody wants you to be a good little soldier. That's not what I'm here for. I'm here to ask you if you're okay, because I assume you feel guilty about what happened yesterday, and I want you to know that, getting possessed isn't really your fault.
I feel guilty.
You don't feel guilty about the harm you caused. You don't feel guilty about accidentally aging Vice. You don't feel guilty about almost killing Matthias?
I didn't... I don't have anything to say to that.
It's okay if you do. Denying you feel it is the problem. Accepting that you feel that way, even though it wasn't in your control, and it wasn't your fault, and making peace with it, is the only way to move forward. I don't think any of us blame you.
What if I don't feel guilty, Kiara? What if I have not a care in the world about anything my body did while it was possessed?
Well, if that were true, you would be a different person, and I don't know if we would be friends. You're my friend. And I know who you are, and you're not as complicated to read as you think you are, sir.
He's gonna say, maybe you don't know me as well as you think you do. I have no guilt over yesterday. Not a single thing.
Do I need to roll an insight check?
Yes, actually.
Okay.
Yeah, sure. Give me deception versus insight.
Alex, he's not lying.
He's not lying. Okay, then give
he's
me
not lying. There is something he's feeling, but it's not
persuasion versus insight.
I'm not that great at that.
I rolled a 17.
Bastard. I got a 16.
Listen,
Well, I
I
think-
have two stats. It's wisdom and charisma.
Mechanically, Yara, like a success on that roll, I just think is enough to understand that Kaz isn't lying here.
I do think on top of that, like, there's just maybe he's trying to be like even keeled and shut down, but there's just a little bit, the tiniest inklings of rage.
Okay, you don't feel guilty. You feel angry that your vengeance was taken from you, your chance for revenge? Is that what is going on?
I don't want to talk about this, Kiara.
Okay, that's your choice. But, if you do want to talk at any point, I am here to listen, but just know, being a good soldier, if that's what we're here for, I for one suck at it, so no one's yelled at me about that yet.
You were never a soldier to begin with. Makes sense.
And you're not a soldier here. We're a team. Besides, I will leave you with this. Had you gone overboard and gotten your vengeance, then it would have taken that much longer for Oish to be healed. So, all told, I think you were exactly where you needed to be.
He doesn't say anything to that. He starts writing in his notebook some more.
All right, Kiara's gonna go back to get her snack and go back to the deck.
It's lunchtime. At one point, Grok emerges out onto the deck, does a few circles around, looking up at the water and the bubble, and then back into their.
Cool.
What's up with them?
They're vibing. They're super talented and capable. Don't worry about it.
There's so much happening to everybody at the same time. We can't possibly cover it all.
Truly.
Oh, Lord. Okay.
Yeah.
Then I'm gonna go. Find a wish.
Hell yeah. Let's talk, baby.
As you are passing to go to Awaish, Matthias, you note that Neve seems to have been sweeping the same corner of the main downstairs deck for about 20 minutes. As you walk by one time and then walk by. As he just kind of looks at you as you go towards that room.
Just gonna keep going.
I love that.
Knock, knock, knock.
There's no answer, but the door kind of just swings open a little bit. It wasn't latched. Already, Raid. I'm fucking prepared.
Oish? It's me.
Yes.
Squeaks that door open.
Um,
Sticks his head in.
you enter and Awaish is sitting up, looking not great. I mean, the blood is gone from their clothes, the tears are mended. They just look absolutely fucking exhausted. They always look tired, but they look so fucking tired. And you see that they have papers in front of them, but the quill that is moving on the paper is not their hand. And their hands are hidden in their skirts in the way you've seen before, and they look up as you enter and they say, I trust the ship made it through the storm.
I believe so. There were a few holes in it, but those got patched up. They're saying that it's died down, but we're not going to resurface for some time. I think they're just making sure that we get completely out of it before we go back up.
Fantastic.
Are you feeling leftover effects from that arrow? I know that there was something on it.
I haven't recalled.
All right.
Matthias, Markarth about me for quite some time. Good grace to not mention any other. Oash seems to brace themselves and then takes their hand out of their skirts, and long ago when you first met them, when you had noticed that their hand was shaking, it is fucking trembling hard now in a way that they don't seem to be able to manage. And they put it back very quickly, seemingly not comfortable with. And they say, in a certain number of days, it will be necessary for me to have a certain amount. See? As the cause of such things happened on a day, I will need privacy on that day. There are certain people on this ship I do not wish to see me in such a way. Can I trust you to make sure that privacy is maintained?
Yes, absolutely. Do you need... I can stand by the door if you'd like on that day, or just stay out in the hallway unless you prefer. I can also answer the door if anybody comes to it, or I don't know if whatever you'd like. If you would like to be alone for that, then I will stay outside. But I can also be here to.
That is not
here.
something. Is not something I have historically known.
Is it?
I almost want to ask Matthias to roll insight with his sad little wisdom modifier.
Have you hurt anyone? Is it a dangerous thing?
No. People don't tend. Many do not enjoy watching others in.
Well, if you would prefer that I was not here, then I will take a post somewhere else. But if you don't mind, I think that I'm capable of deciding whether or not I can handle it or want to see it. I can always leave. But
You do
I
have to make.
all right.
First. Or what? Unless you have. I am dead. Touch.
Yes, of course.
Second, whatever you see has no bearing. Skill. Fitness. For this mission. Take it into.
Of course not.
Today is the 10th. I will need such help. 15th.
Take a look at that little calendar.
Oh, that little calendar.
This is perfect. Matthias, kind of like does the eyes flick up and to the right, like he's like trying to recall
Consulting in his
something, and then
head.
he reaches into his pocket and pulls out a little like book.
Uh-huh.
It's a little planner.
Oh my god,
And he
cute.
opens it up, and is kind of like muttering to himself as he looks down towards. He will take a little pen out that's like connected. It has a little tassel tied around it, so it's connected to the planner, and we'll like put a little note in.
Oh my god.
It's just like a little star.
Oish actually puffs a little bit, and says, well organized.
I have to be. I don't think I can keep as many things in my head as you can.
Keep less than you would expect.
I will certainly help you with this, I wish. Not help, but I will do. I can do what you're asking.
Matthias. Where did you go? Came back, or did
I went to a plane, I suppose is the best way to describe it. There was a large space that was completely whited out with light, and there were ribs, massive ribs, that surrounded me, and I saw a temple shaped like a skull, a cathedral, and I went toward it, and I found another being there. A champion lead champion of my deity, I suppose.
And what deity would that be?
Bone.
You
To my
see,
understanding,
Oaish's face drops.
it's to my understanding.
That's not. The pain, like, disappears. It's been present on their face. It disappears from their face. And they say, that is not a pantheonic god. That is a spell component. That is weave.
I don't have an understanding of the finer points, but that is all I can. That's all I can tell you.
Let me be
It's not.
very clear in my understanding. You died. Went to the bone and returned.
I didn't really realize, but that does make sense. I don't know for sure.
Very.
It was. The being that I met said that it was a champion of bone, so.
I hope the experience is not too distressing.
It's my own. I've been processing it.
Bone! Sorry.
Do you know anything of? I understand you're not religious, but do you know anything of? You said it was a spell component.
Such things are powerful, but in my understanding, experience with them, silent.
In mine as well.
Oh. It's one of many components that make up.
I suppose only the people who. I suppose its champions speak for it.
You met someone who spoke to you.
Well, we met that creature in the tombs in the temple, and he wielded that power, at least. He certainly spoke. I met,
I speak.
I
I
met-
use both.
then it's champions, at least. I met one when I died, and I met the other when I made my oath.
I would like to speak to you sometime.
I'll tell you what I can.
I don't think I'm right in the place for such a deep conversation at the moment.
Of course. Do you need anything? Can I bring you something? I
Can
have
you
some
distract Neve?
Oh, yes.
I think she
She's been
is
sweeping the same corner for some time.
And there are certain things that, especially as of her, not like to see someone who's like that. Makes interactions on days like this difficult.
Yes. Of course.
Ooh, I'm gonna eat that god! Ooh, guess who just got lore? I'm gonna eat that god!
You can't eat my god!
Oh my god.
I just got told! Yes!
Perfectly.
Have you ever considered? Sorry, go ahead.
For someone to react like Matthias is absolutely crazy, because Bone's not a god.
Bone is
Bone's
not a
like-
god.
Bone is dirt, dude. Bone's like earth.
Bone's like
I don't know
teeth,
what to
like
tell you.
literally teeth.
Bone's like teeth.
Listen, has anyone considered getting a deity who like talks to you and like makes flirty sounds and is just always there?
No.
Because it's a real upgrade.
The
I'm
triad is
protecting my
like
daddy issues.
the triad was only worshipped historically in like a pagan cult way. Like,
Yeah.
let's make sacrifices to the sun.
I don't know what's happening. I don't know what's happening. I'm just
Yeah,
a guy.
you literally just told a fucked up wizard, like, hey, you know that thing that you use for spell components? There's a guy in there.
There's a guy. And I don't talk to him, but I channel him.
Yummy. Anyway, yeah.
He moves through you in mysterious ways.
Awaish settles back, seemingly done with the conversation, trusting you to get Neve on some bullshit for the day.
Yeah. I can get Neve. Neve.
Taz
You
is totally sitting out there in that area that Neve's been sweeping, writing this whole time, I think. I don't know how big
You
this fucking
two
boat
sitting.
is.
Sir. Neve has moved away. When you come back out, Taz, you saw at some point. What?
Nothing. You're going.
What phrase?
No, it's Chester.
Neve has moved away, and Frog came, and you saw the small kobold frog come and Neve and take her up on deck. I think then because Barden and Asar are like below, and then Kiara, you said you and Taz were talking at some point. So it's actually none of you who are on deck as this happens, but rather Vice, who is talking to the crew. When the dark waters, it's like later into the afternoon, evening, Tatari is preparing a meal. You have finished any kind of duties, and probably likely that you're going to begin a descent at some point. There's sort of a call that echoes down, Matthias, as you step out. You hear a shout of, "Something strange is happening up here. If you want to come take a look."
Oop. Yep. Bounce on up those stairs.
As you hear it too, Barden and Sarah below, and Kiara as well.
If Kiara hears it, she's gonna go up.
Yeah. You would also hear this, Oish. Are you coming up?
Coming up to the deck? No. No.
No. No. Okay.
I think actually as Taz hears that and sees Matthias walk out, he knocks on the door for Oish, but so he's not going up there either.
Okay. You knock, Matthias. You push open the hatch. But it helps you with a hand to step up to an under bubble. And the transparent material you can now see is slick and coated with dark liquid, blocking out most of the water surrounding you. The porthole that you're looking through, Awaish, The light, as you look, has faded. Now a slick, iridescent material covering the material of the window. The front of the Guild Star, in a smear where visibility is still available to you, you can make out looming in unholy bleached white a massive floating, easily 7 or 8 times the size of a boat. Sinking feeling in your chest as you realize that coming up like hands to cradle the Guild Star, you are sailing through 2 massive
2 massive what?
monstrously 2 massive rib bones
Not this shit again.
of some
That's cool.
kind of gigantic hanging creature.
Oh. Whoa. I'm gonna sidle up to the side and see if I can get
I
a
don't
better
like
look.
this. Yeah.
Give me a perception check with disadvantage.
Disadvantage, but I already suck. Okay. Ooh, I rolled good. Perception. What was the first? Fuck. 16.
16 is good for this. Matthias, you know one of the resources that the Kvekdal Ocean and the Valkyrie Wastes are known for. The thick black oil. This whale, this massive creature, is pumping out with its dying, decaying body massive amounts of this thick material, which is in some ways strange. Oil comes from a variety of sources. It can be dug up under the ice, can be found emerging from the ground in underwater spouts or undersea volcanoes. But that it's coming from a creature is strange, unnatural. You've heard of farmers, sailors, who harvest blood of these whales, but this is thicker and darker and shinier than any you might have seen on your trips back and forth across this frozen.
Huh.
And with that perception, as the ship sails forward and the crew faces this strange monstrosity, you can see that lingering around the edges of this monstrous beast are scavengers, twisting and writhing eels and worms dipping in and out of the grotesque, floating flesh of this creature, and swimming towards one of these massive bones. Far in the distance, a group of humanoids who all appear to have wings.
Say that last part again.
To have what?
A group of humanoids who all appear to have tails.
Tails.
Fish tails.
Mermaids.
Mermaid friends.
Maybe.
Friends.
Are you sure about the friend part? Because
They're friendly. They're too pretty
Mermaids-
to be evil.
We just met some merfolk. It's fine.
And that's
Hi.
where we're gonna end the session.
Ah,
Fuck.
Yeah, get
Damn
fucked.
it.
You aren't
I
too
want to
quick
see the
enough.
mermaids.
I'm in a saga to meet mermaids.
I want to talk to the mermaids.
Cool. Yeah,
Thank you so much, everybody.
we are gonna bounce off. Thank you so much for watching. I
for
believe we
watching.
are streaming next Saturday, which is very exciting.
Oh.
Oh God, announcements. Announcements! Very exciting announcements. Let me look at my camera for this. Ouch. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed any of the maps that you saw, you can go check out One More Multiverse, which is what we use for our virtual tabletop. Thank you to Soundtail for our incredible music, and of course Sarah for producing and DJing for us this week. Well, things are being fixed. And if you want to hear more about other Total Party Kiss shows, you can go follow us over on Twitter at Total Party Kiss. Check out our YouTube for VODs, also Total Party Kiss, and our Instagram for more updates, behind the scenes story kind of stuff. And coming soon, next Thursday, I am GMing a new one-shot here on Total Party Kiss called Subdatum. We're going to be playing in the Die RPG system, which is currently in beta and also just kickstarted, so the official rules will be coming out sometime in the next few months. Playing with a bunch of familiar and new faces. Sarah's playing in it, someone is hopefully producing it, and I cannot wait to share it with you all.
The worst, most fucking little bastard you've ever met.
You thought that a wish was bad?
No. No, this is fun,
sensing a
bastard. This bastard's gonna make jokes about his tits.
I don't think we have an episode of Tragedy of Theologian this week, but once again, stay tuned to our Twitter for more on that. And I think unless anyone else has anything they want to announce or share.
Yes, thank you to Soundtail
Hey,
for
Soundtail.
our music. Thank you to One More Multiverse for our maps. And you can find us everywhere on the internet at Total Party Kiss, especially on YouTube. If you want to help us out, you can subscribe to our channel. It's free, and you can always unsubscribe if you really want to.
Hello,
But we got
Dream.
cool stuff, and we put all our episodes up on there, so you can find all the past shit that we've done.
What's up,
And
Pooja?
Pooja.
I was gonna quickly say, if you're free tonight, come out to the Chaotic Tiefling Twitter channel where we're doing a live reading of Merry Wives of Windsor on their What Screams May Come show. Yeah, it's a completely randomized casting, so you never know who's gonna end up in what role. And I'm excited because I know Falstaff, but I'm not the most familiar with the Merry Wives of Windsor.
Oh, yeah.
Love that. I want to do that.
Yeah.
Definitely tune in.
Amazing.
Cool. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.
See you next time.
Bye.